In a previous video, we managed to build an API using .NET 10, and it worked really well. But the problem is our controllers are talking directly to the database. In this video, we're going to solve that problem by introducing the repository pattern. So grab the link in the description, get your code from GitHub, and let's code. Before we begin, I would like to thank today's sponsor, ZZZ Projects, creators of Entity Framework extensions, Dapper Plus, back operations, among others. If you use Entity Framework, you know how large data operations can affect performance. Entity Framework extensions solves that with powerful features like back insert, back update, back delete, and many more, fully compatible with EF Core 10. It is a great tool for building fast, data-driven .NET applications. You can check it out using the link in the description below. Thanks once again to ZZZ Projects for sponsoring the video. Now, let's get started. And note to handle data access. If we take this approach, it leads to what we call tightly coupling, and it will make changes difficult. If tomorrow we say that we want to switch from Entity Framework to Dapper, we have to go in each of the methods to actually change how we talk to database, and that will become a changing nightmare. That's where the repository pattern comes in. So the pattern itself just gives us a simple rule. It says controllers talk to repositories, repositories talks to database, and that's it. There's nothing like magic. So what we'll do is we are going to create a folder which we want to call repositories. Then within the repository, we want to create an interface. So I'll click this, I'll say add new item. I'll call this an I repository, capital I, repository. Since we're doing repository, it should be repository. And in this, we are going to have the contract. So an interface just states what you expect it to do, but it does not necessarily give you an implementation. So we're going to create a couple methods here. We'll say the first one, task, it must give us back a list, an enumerable, a list of repository. We'll call this get all. So the async there is good to put, so whoever is going to use that method understands that the get all async is an asynchronous method. The other function is going to be, we're going to return a repository, which we're going to get by ID. Then we're going to have one that's going to add. We'll say task, it return nothing. We'll just say add async, and this will add our repository. Then we're going to have one that's going to update and one that's going to delete. So we have these 5 things. So this will be responsible for talking to the database. Once we've gotten this, we need to implement how these things are done. So we'll create a class called repository. So we'll create a class here. So add class, like so, and this class is going to implement the I repository. So whatever is in that contract, we're going to do it here. So it will throw an error to say, okay, we have this. How do we proceed? Because you have to implement what we are going to need. So I'll click Control Dot and say implement interface. We just bring in some boilerplate code. So what we'll do now, for us to talk to the database, we have to rely on the context. So what I'll do here, I'll bring in the constructor, because remember we're using constructor dependency injection. Then I'll say this will depend on appdb, and I'll call that context, and we need to bring it up the field so that we are able to write on that. We can actually go through that. Once we get here, add async, this one for us to add, since it's asynchronous, you're going to put an async there so that it knows. Then we're going to say we'll write on the context. So we'll say context dot repositories add. Then we said for you to effect a change, you have to save changes. The next one is to delete. I'll make this asynchronous as well, async. Then we're going to say get me the context, remove a repository, and also await save changes. Then for us to get all of this, we'll make this one asynchronous as well. Then we're going to say, since it's expecting a list, we're going to return await the context. I'll say await. Then we'll get the context, to list async. Now we're gonna bring an entity from a core there to do that. If we want to get by ID, we'll make this asynchronous as well, and we're going to say return await context.find async. And for us to update, this will be a tricky one. What I will do here is I will just bring in save changes. I'm trying to keep it simple here. I don't want to bring the one that uses state. Whatever we give it, we just set the changes. So here we have the implementation. So the interface here, this repository understands how to talk to a database. So we have taken that out of the controller and we have sent it to the repository. So it means our controller needs to be changed. So our controller will no longer depend on the content. It means we are stripping it of that power. It will not know how to the database, or it will know how to talk to, it will talk to an repository, like that. So we'll inject it by the constructor and have it. So this is what will make us talk to this. Again, you will see that it doesn't talk to the actual class implementation. No, it just talks to the contract. It means we can change how we implement it. We can bring in another way without touching the controller, because like I said, it just has to focus on coordinating what they request. So once we get this, we'll get to the we'll get here and we'll say all we need here is just to await repository.add async. Once you do that, then you're done. When you get to get all, what we want is just to say, instead of context, we just want to use the repository and say get all async. Then for us to go to get by ID, then what we'll do here is just to say right on the repository get by ID async. If that works, the logic will still remain the same. For us to do an update, what we'll do is, first of all, we need to get that. So we'll use the get by async, repository.get by async. If that does exist, then here we just call the context, I mean the repository, and say update. We remove that. And for us to delete, all we have to do is just say on the context, let's find it first, get that by async. And once we find, then we're going to say await, give me the repository, and delete async. And by that, you're done. But remember, for you to inject something in the construct, it is a dependency in your system. It means I want to have a way so that I can use this iRepository everywhere. But this iRepository is not a class. It's just an interface. So how will the controller know which class implementation to use? Because you could have multiple of these classes. So we have to add that to our dependency injection container. So we'll get here and we'll say builder.services.add scope to give us the iRepository. Whenever you see the iRepository, use the repository class itself. So we're saying control dot bring it in. We're saying whenever you see this as a contract, use this as the implementing class. So once we've done that, we can proceed to test. So I'm going to run this, and once you get here, I'm going to post add one. I'll call this repository design efficient use of data access. Then I'm going to send this request to the database, and you see it will say created. Our response header, it will show you where it exists. And I can just copy the ID there, and I'll close this, and I'll say let's get all. We'll test the request, we'll send. You'll see this is the EF we had in the other video. This is the design. Then I can get it via the value. Once I send, you see I get that. I can change this, go to my put, test the request. Then I can say change repository pattern. Testing it. You don't need the ID there, so I'll give it the ID, then I'll send. You see that change repository pattern, testing it. If I go back and I test the request again, you see that it has changed those. And if I say I want to delete that, test request, it expects the ID there. We should get a 204 no content to say that we have removed that. If I go back to fetch all by the get request, then it should be done. So we have been able to refactor it and bring in the repository pattern.